Hey everybody, it's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk, and I'm here to give you my payback predictions since I will be attending Payback Live. But I'm not going to do this video alone because I'm going to do it first time ever. I'm having a special guest. No, it's not Cody Brainer. It's not even Mitch. It's actually a brand new fellow on my channel. He is a former member of the Wrestling Guru Society, a good friend of mine, and a California homeboy from Antigua, California. Please welcome Aaron GTV. How are you doing, Aaron?
I'm good, but you forgot one vital, important note when you're introducing me. You need to introduce me as the first and only WGS World Heavyweight Champion. So I hope you get your facts straight.
Right, that's true. That's true.
First and only WGS World Heavyweight Champion in existence, and because WGS isn't coming back ever.
Yes, it's never going to come back. That thing died.
They died a slow death. I am the only champion ever. But I'm good though. I'm good. I'm glad to be here. It's I've never done one of these things before. I've only done one with the other guys in the WGS, but I'm happy to be here with Preston. Known him a long time. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, man.
Yes. So as you all know, Payback is the next Raw exclusive pay-per-view. Although I kind of wish it was Backlash coming up this Sunday, I would be excited as hell, but it's whatever. But with that being said, it's going to be in San Jose, California, which I will be attending live. Unfortunately, Aaron will not be attending live, which sucks. I would love the guy in a picture and just see his reaction live. But that is what it is. But we're still going to watch the show. He'll just watch it on the network. I'll watch it live. And we're just going to judge it overall. Let's be honest, guys. The build has been shit. Let's be honest. The build has not been good. The card looks solid, but two problems. The build and the fact it's just Raw. Let's be honest. The build has been shit. Ever since the shakeup, everything's just been like do a little bit of this. It's been amazing booking. Now we're just going to go over the match card. So we're going to start with the kickoff show because that's the thing we don't give a shit about first. So we'll talk about the kickoff match, and then we'll go on to the next kickoff segment, which will piss us both off. So here we go. The club, the guys that were dominating Japan, now jobbers, and no one gives two fucks about, versus Enzo and Cass, one of the hottest tag teams on NXT, and now they're getting sick of them already. And they're fighting on the pre-show. Again, for the 900th time. I cannot wait for this match. This match is going to be fucking 5 stars. The crowd's going to be so into this match. And I do not give a fuck. Aaron, you want to start off?
I honestly don't care about this match enough to give a solid prediction. The only thing I'm going to say about this match is, to be honest, Raw's tag team division is a little bit better right now than SmackDown's, in my own opinion. Because if you look at the Raw roster of tag teams, you got Enzo and Cass, you got the Club, you got the Hardys, you got Sheamus and Cesaro, you got you have Rhino and Heath Slater. Now, as much as that isn't really a credible tag team, they do have a tag team title win underneath their belt. So in my eyes, they are a credible tag team. And there's another team on Raw, the Golden Truth, but we don't count them as a credible tag team.
Oh, you forgot one more team. You forgot one more.
I forgot. Revival. Oh, the Revival, the most important tag team on Raw. But they probably won't be coming back to the fold until June, probably. So, yeah, so unfortunately, that injury will prevent them from coming back. But right now, they have a strong division. The problem is that there's no real kind of investment other than the Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus. So for this match, I have Enzo and Cass winning because I think that there's still that level of momentum and hope for them to try and go for a tag team title run. If they don't capitalize on that now, it's just the same played out story of they get so close and then they just fail. So I think eventually somewhere down the line, they will win the tag team titles. And I think it all starts with this win over the Club, who are already proven.
I would not be surprised if Enzo Cass. Honestly, I'm more of a Club fan, Bullet Club for life. I would pick the Club. But my problem is the club, and I'm being serious. The club could have been one of the best WWE tag teams we've seen in years. It's how they booked them. They came on when they first debuted. They start off strong. They start off like the Bullet Club, where they destroyed the Usos. They were destroying other tag teams. As soon as they start dealing with the New Day, with the whole Biggie's testicles and being doctors and everything, it was stupid. Then it became calling everybody nerds, which is just, I fucking cringe every time they say it. I'm like, fuck's sakes. Then they start losing most of their matches. And then when they finally win the Raw tag titles, first of all, it's at a fucking pre-show. Seriously, it's at a fucking pre-show. And then second of all, their title was so short and forgettable. It was like, yeah, they're champions, but at this point, it's like, do we really even care? And then when they lost them, it was just like, well, they lost. Why do you think we want these guys on SmackDown? Because we know SmackDown would make these guys a legit badass again. It's almost like the same what they did with the Ascension. The Ascension was red hot for the first like month, and then they just dropped the ball with it and made it to jobbers. I'm like, for God's sakes. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Enzo and Cass as well, but I do want the club to win just because I'm a Bullet Club mark. But
on a side note, Preston, because do you think the club, Anderson and Gallows, should, because they are on Raw and also Finn Balor is now on Raw, he sees return, do you think that there could be a possible, reuniting of the club, or do you think that they should have gone to SmackDown to reunite with AJ Styles?
I think the only way, that's honestly the only thing you can do is do Balor Club. Honestly, if you really want to make this legitimate, start fresh, have them join Balor, form the Balor Club, have them be like the next Shield, just dominate everybody on Raw, and then that's when you reform the Shield, and you do Bullet Club versus the Shield, a dream match people want to see, and to find out who's the true dominant faction on Raw. And there you go. And you can even have it go either way. You can have the Shield win, or you can have a surprise of having the Balor Club win. And you could do something like Balor Club friggin' hold the belts, also in tag belts, and then maybe the winner, it's every man for himself. Winner takes all. Maybe Rollins and maybe Reigns win the tag belts, and maybe Ambrose wins the Universal title. Vice versa. They could do something like that with the correct belt. You can do something with that. There's potential. I personally would love that. But also, you also have to think about the other rumor of a certain superstar, a wrestler coming to WWE after he's done with Ring of Honor. The question is, will he be on Raw or SmackDown? And will he have a deciding factor in being part of the club? Because it's Adam Cole, baby. That's
Adam Cole, baby.
No. Adam Cole, baby. Three-time Ring of Honor heavyweight champion. Freaking, I like that guy. So it all depends on what they do with him as well. If they're just going to keep him out of Bullet Club or any type of the club at all, or if they're going to maybe tease him in it, or maybe they'll put him on SmackDown, he'll feud with AJ. Like they did with Ring of Honor. I'd be down with that. But I would love the Balor Club to win, or not Balor Club to win, but to form eventually. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. I mean, it's right there. All they need to do is write in book it. Now, speaking of Finn Balor, this pisses me off. This has pissed a lot of people off for numerous reasons. There's a Miz TV segment. First of all, Miz TV should not be on any pay-per-view, or any segment or show. I don't care what it is. It should not be on the show. That should be saved for Raws and SmackDowns. I'm being honest. Pay-per-views are just for the matches and for the storytelling and for all the big moments. Segments, those are there for build-ups to the pay-per-views. And the fact we just had Miz TV on this Monday. So, first, we have The Miz. First of all, you have The Miz have one of the best IC title reigns in a long time, and this is coming from a guy that's not a Miz fan, and I can admit that. His in-ring work has been great. His stuff with Cena although nobody wanted it, it was entertaining. He was one of the best things of SmackDown, especially on Talking Smack. It was fucking brilliant. He made himself into a legend. This is a guy that I went years ago saying he better not win the fucking championship again or I'll start smashing shit to. If he won the championship, I would not be as mad. I would not really complain as much. Yeah, I would really not want it, but it would not hurt because what he's been doing on SmackDown. So he's on Raw now, and already he's being treated as a joke. And I'll talk about he's not even on the card for a Payback. He's on the opening kickoff in a segment. So already, he's not even having and there's not even an IC championship match, which we'll get into more later. Then you have your very first Universal Champion come back after a few weeks, and he's not even wrestling. Argument, well, he got a concussion. Well, that's fine, but then why the fuck was he wrestling fucking 2-3 weeks in a row after the concussion? So what's the excuse of him not competing? And then you could say, well, there's no opponent. Ambrose, Miz, and Balor triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. There's a freaking fresh match for you. And that was random. You could do build up of that. But you're not having Balor compete, and he's on the kickoff. That is pathetic to treat your very first Universal Champion. Eric, do you just want to talk more about this? Because I pretty much listed what I needed to say. I don't know if there's any more you want to touch.
Well, I mean, to be honest, the segment is going to be what it's going to be. You know, I did read some article. I don't know if you saw the same one. That they could possibly be going in the route of a Miz Balor feud instead of a Wyatt Balor feud, and then Wyatt would go towards the Intercontinental title with Ambrose. So that could be the build-up for this, but I don't know how much it's going to affect Balor and the Miz being on the pre-show for that, if that feud even does start. So, I mean, they could have. You're right. They could have done the Balor, Ambrose, and Miz triple threat. They would have had to do it in a way where Balor is like a last minute, entrant in the match, maybe by Kurt Angle or something. Because there's really no buildup. I've been saying this for a while that the Superstar shakeup threw a monkey wrench into a lot of things. It changed up a whole lot of things. He had Wyatt coming over to Raw from SmackDown when he could have gone all the way to SummerSlam with Randy Orton for the WWE World title, and now he comes over to Raw and tries to start a feud with Balor. And now the Miz comes over and Ambrose comes over, so there's just a lot of things that WWE is trying to figure out right now, who's going to be feuding with who. But as far as the segment, I don't think it'll have really that much impact on any future plans to come. And to be honest, it doesn't bother me as much as it does you, Preston. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, well, that's the kickoff anyway. About that. But now let's get on to the actual card. There are still 7 matches on the card. I'm just going to go the matches on top of my head that I remember. So let's go and just start right away with the Tag Team Championship match. We got Miz versus the Hardy Boys. Now, we can all agree when the Hardy Boys came out of WrestleMania and won the belts, we were all screaming like little girls, going, holy shit. I was chanting delete. I was fucking going all broken out and saying, fuck the owl shit. It was fucking great. In fact, this will be my first time ever, and I mean ever, in my life, seeing the Hardy Boys compete live. That already is a freaking upgrade. And the fact that they're slowly bringing in the Broken Brilliance gimmick. Now, that being said, Cesaro, Sheamus, I'm not a fan of them as a tag team. I think individually they're very good performers. We all know Cesaro should be a main eventer, but this is what they're going to do right now. So, whatever. I think the match, will be pretty good. I'm not going to say it's going to be excellent. I don't want to jinx it. But it could be a very good match. I can see it being a good match. Really, it's just they have to use single matches, and then both times the Hardys won. And I guess this is a single kind of a sign that maybe Cesaro and Sheamus will turn heel, and maybe this will build up to maybe a few month feud. I think the Hardys are going to hold on to those tag titles at least almost to SummerSlam, and then the Revival's going to take it off them. Because why not? Revival's been on an unstoppable path. They beat the longest-reigning tag team champions not once but twice, so that makes it look really good. They killed it on NXT, and imagine Revival Hardy Boys. The Broken Brilliance, one of the most over tag teams, gets another over tag team. That's money right there with the proper booking. And then plus, it would give a reason for the Hardys to split up, because that's the rumor that Jeff Hardy's going to stay as the charismatic enigma and feud with Brock Lesnar, go on a singles run. And Matt Hardy will go on a singles run as well, but as broken Matt Hardy, which is what we all want. So kind of shape things up. I'm picking the Hardy Boys to win. I don't see Cesaro Sheamus winning, but I do see them maybe turning heel afterwards and attacking them, and then they have a match, maybe at Extreme Rules, maybe a tornado tag team match. Maybe they'll do a ladder match, which would be kind of interesting, or some sort of stipulation match. And then if they really want to span it another month, they could do it at the July pay-per-view, which we will get into later. But it just depends on what they do. So I can see this at least going for at least a couple months. That's what I'm saying. At least it gives a Hardy something to do until the Revival comes back. What about you? What about your thoughts and predictions?
I completely agree with you on the predictions. I think the Hardys are going to hold on to the titles for a good long while. But as far as Sheamus and Cesaro, I think they have run their course. They were a tag team from, I think, maybe September, somewhere in there, October, all the way till now.
September.
So I think they've really run their course, and they've made the best out of a really shitty situation they were thrown into, and they actually got over as a tag team. But I think at Payback, I think that Sheamus and Cesaro are going to lose, and it's not going to be the most clean finish. I think there are going to be some shenanigans or something, maybe end on a roll-up. But Sheamus and Cesaro are going to get frustrated. They're going to attack the Hardys after the match, and I think maybe that will lead to maybe the broken gimmick kind of being teased at, which it has been for the last few weeks. So I think the broken gimmick will be introduced this Sunday at Payback officially by the WWE, and it'll be great. It'll be wonderful. So I think, I think the Hardys are going to hold on to the titles for a while.
All right, so we both agree on that. Now let's move on to another match. This one does have potential to be match of the night. The problem is the build-up has been crap. Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe. We know these two could kill it. We know for a fact if WWE let these two go at it, like full-blown at it, they could tear the house down with ease. But the build has just been a few word exchanges, and that's it. But this one's kind of a tricky one because Seth Rollins is one of the top baby faces on Raw right now. So you want to keep that momentum running after his feud with Triple H. However, Samoa Joe hasn't been on TV as much, but you want to keep that dominance continuing because so far Samoa Joe hasn't lost a singles match yet. So you want to keep that ball rolling with him. I would be fine if Seth Rollins won. However, I think Samoa Joe needs to go over. And you don't have to do it by a pinfall. You can have him put him in the Koji clutch and have Seth Rollins pass out. You could do it like that so that saves Seth Rollins from going down the card. So at least it says, yeah, he lost, but he didn't lose by tap out. And then maybe that progresses a feud going on to Extreme Rules, and they can have a stipulation match on that. Maybe like a street fight or something, false count anywhere or something, something like that. Again, build's not been that great, but I think the match could be still very good. It just depends on what they do. Do you have any thoughts about this or any things you want to add to this prediction or match?
I believe that this match could be a very good match, just based on the two guys that are in it alone. As you said, build-up hasn't been great, but I think they are trying to build on the fact that Samoa Joe basically almost cost Seth Rollins his opportunity to go to WrestleMania by almost re-injuring or breaking his knee, basically. So I think it's good that they're building off of that. I think it's good that Samoa Joe is kind of becoming the hitman for Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, trying to avenge the loss at WrestleMania. I do think that this is just spitballing here, but I would think that if you want to make both guys look strong coming out of this match, try and do the WrestleMania 13 Stone Cold Steve Austin Bret Hart situation where Seth Rollins gets caught in the Coquina clutch by Samoa Joe, and Seth Rollins just passes out. Doesn't tap, doesn't do anything, he just passes out. Match ends by the referee having to try and pry Samoa Joe off of Seth Rollins, and the match ends. Samoa Joe looks like a monster heel because he just completely made Seth Rollins pass out. Seth Rollins looks like the valiant guy that didn't give up. He just passed out. And that will lead to probably a stipulation match down the line at Extreme Rules, which will be better. And I think Seth Rollins will have to win that match to make himself look even better. But I do think this match will end by referee stopping the match because Seth Rollins passed out.
Okay. So now let's move on to another match. Now, I'm being honest here. This match also has potential to be a very great match because of the competitors. But this is more like a last-minute build-up. I think you might know where I'm going with this. It's in her hometown, San Jose. Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. Now, I want to say this right now. The first time I ever saw these two wrestle live was at NXT Aftershock Festival in 2015. That was the first time I saw those two ever compete live. And they fought against each other for the NXT Women's Championship. Fast forward now, I'm going to see these two compete against each other again, big indoor stadium for a championship. Here's my problem. Honestly, this was last-minute decision. I could have honestly wished they did this Fatal 4-Way at least a couple of weeks earlier, and then they build out from here. Last minute thing, you can tell. A great match, absolutely. Alexa Bliss, I'm a huge fan. She's my second favorite currently on the roster, no joke. Bayley's obviously number one. Here's my problem. Ever since Bayley went onto the main roster on Raw, I don't know how to say this. I keep telling this. When people shit on Bayley, I tell them, okay, NXT, then watch her on Raw, and then tell me what's the difference. And you can clearly see the difference. I'm not kidding you. I rewatched a lot of. I've been rewatching all the NXT specials. Her promos are 1,000 times better. Her booking is 1,000 times better. Her matches, fucking incredible. The storytelling with her is 1,000 times better. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn was the reason when I became a Bayley fan. Was that match alone? It was. So Bayley is a big inspiration on me, and more personally. It literally is. She's more personal to me than a lot of people say. Okay, some people are fans of her. Me, that's just me. I'm trying not to lose my voice here, trying not to stutter, but it affected me more personally. The fact I even got to meet her, got a picture with her. You have no idea how personal this is. Now, I take this more personally because on Raw, they have booked her like crap. Her promos are fucking some of the cringiest things you'll hear in your entire life. Like, fuck's sakes, this is every promo from her now. Wow. I can't believe it. I get to go to WrestleMania and become women's champion for all of you. It's so cringy. It's the way that she delivers it and the way she acts. It's like, this is not the Bayley I fell in love with. This isn't the Bayley that was in NXT and I was always cheering for her. I was the biggest mark for Bayley ever. This is not the same Bayley. it feels odd, especially if she's supposed to be an underdog. Let's be honest, Bayley's gimmick is supposed to be the girl that is not supposed to win. And she does her best to come this close and failing. What does she do? She wins her first tag team match with Sasha. Okay, at Battleground. Okay, I'll take that. I get it for Sasha and Charlotte. But then what happened after that? Bayley only rarely lost a few matches in singles matches. Most of the time, she won. She's beat Charlotte numerous times. Bayley won the championship randomly on a Raw, which I still think she should have waited until WrestleMania and should have been against Sasha Banks. I think they should build up that. That's me personally. I think that would have been better. And turn Sasha heel midway. That's also what I think they should have done. They didn't capitalize. And Bayley went from being the most over female athletes in the current era right now, and I'm being dead serious, to now being that woman that's more like, here's Bayley, go cut cringy promo, here's your title belt. And just act like a shiny little 12-year-old fan girl of wrestling. And it's just like, it's cringy. And it's nothing against Bayley. I still am a fan of Bayley. But it's kind of hard to get behind her when Sasha is always having her back, when they're cutting cringy promos and they're not using Bayley to their full potential. They're almost treating it like they don't give a shit. If it's not Charlotte, they don't give a crap. And they realize, well, Charlotte's going to go SmackDown, so I guess we can use Bayley and Sasha. It's just disgusting. And I think this match could be good, but again, it's fucking Raw. So don't be surprised if there's some shenanigans, like a Dixie Carter bullshit thing they do, or somebody interferes like Sasha Banks, or there's some stupid finish, or the match is like a 5-6 minute match and it's not even great. Aaron, do you have anything you want to cap on? Because I've talked a lot about this one in particular.
You did a lot. You did a lot of the talking there.
So you take it away, Aaron. Go talk as long as you want.
I mean, I don't have much to say about this match, other than I'm echoing. Am I echoing?
You are.
I
don't think you are.
Okay. So I don't have much to say about this match other than I do believe Bayley is going to walk out as champion because I think they're going to go with Sasha Banks somehow helping Bayley in the process to win this match. I think maybe Nia Jax will come out because it seems like she has the best interest of Alexa Bliss, so maybe they will get involved somehow and Sasha Banks will help Bayley win. You know, we can sit here and we can say, you know, they should have done this and they should have done that in the past, but I've always thought that if these are the cards that we have been dealt, we got to try and make the best of it. So the cards that we've been dealt right now is Bayley is still champion, Sasha Banks has not turned heel yet, Charlotte is on SmackDown, and Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax are two that we have as top heels right now until, you know, Sasha Banks finally turns heel. So I do think that they are going with the Bayley-Sasha feud. They are going to probably do that until SummerSlam. So I just there isn't much hype for this match, and that's really bad saying that because Alexa Bliss is one of the top heels in the women's division on both shows, and she has done such great mic work, and her in-ring stuff is amazing. Bayley, her promos are cringy. I even tweeted this out a few days ago when I was watching Raw. I love Bayley. She's great in the ring. Her promos have been very cringy because she is still being booked as the underdog, and you can't be the underdog if you're the champion and you've been winning match after match after match. You are no longer the underdog. You are the top dog now. So I think there needs to be a kind of a change in character. I don't think she should turn heel or anything like that. I just think Bayley should start showing a bit of an edge. Stop being the underdog, I'm just, you know, happy to be here, happy-go-lucky type of Bayley, you know, and because I think that has kind of run its course, and we need to see the type of Bayley that would do anything, or not do anything, but would find the ways to win in those matches against Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn and TakeOver Respect. But I think Bayley will walk out of this match. There will be some shenanigans, and it'll be a fine match. I don't think it'll be anything close to Sasha Bayley from TakeOver Brooklyn, but it will be a fine match.
I'm going to go with Bayley too, just because I'm a Bayley fan, and I do agree. I think that's what they're going around. I think they're going to take Brooklyn rematch for the title. That's what I think. But we'll see what happens. I really hope they do something else with Bayley and they start changing her up a little bit. And again, don't make her heel. Like, although making her heel would be very ballsy. Just make it a little edgier. Like, make her kind of like you do, like what you did with Bayley against Asuka. When Bayley, when Bayley was more confident and she was talking and staying up to Asuka, saying like, I'm gonna get my title back and I'm not afraid of you. I'm gonna go all out on you. Like, come on, bring it. I'm not afraid of you. You do something like that. That would get the crowd more invested in Bayley. Don't have Bayley just. This is what I don't want. I don't want, like, let's say Sasha turns heel. Let's say maybe she steals the title from Bayley or something. I don't want the next night being like, well, Sasha turned against her friend, but I'm going to give her a title match anyway and make the best person win. No, I don't want that fucking bullshit. What I want is you turned your back on me. I trusted you. I'm going after you now. No more regrets. I don't need your help. You've been freaking trying to screw me over since day one. You've been playing mind games with me. You've used me. You better run, because if I catch you, I'm going to hurt you. That is the Bayley we need.
Just a Bayley with an edge is all we ask
for. Exactly. Like, even guys like John Cena, who are the super makeup baby faces, like, no, eat your vitamins and vegetables and all that crap. But
he has an edge. He has an edge.
Yeah, exactly. Prime example, his feud with Edge. My favorite rivalry ever was with Edge. Freaking when Edge stole the title, freaking cost Cena matches, and freaking slapped his dad. That's all Edge did, just slap his dad. And what did freaking John Cena do? He chased Edge everywhere and threw him in the Long Island System and beat him in the TLC match and showed no remorse. That's the scene. That's the person Bayley needs to be if they do this feud. I'm not saying that she has to go full heel, but she needs to have an edge, especially if Sasha's going to turn on Bayley. I want these two to have like a brawl and referees have to stop it. I want these two to just hate each other. Make this two like a similar rivalry to like Trish Stratus and Leah, where they just hate each other. They can't stand each other. They just want to tear each other apart. That's what I want. And I guarantee you, then that will make fans buy more merch from Bayley. Because she's selling right now, but she could sell better. And it could happen. You just need the right booking for her. But let's see what happens. But again, it's Raw, so. Now, here's a match that, again, could be a match of the night candidate. A match at the kickoff at WrestleMania. And surprisingly, it was a great match. Because why wasn't this match on the main show? Between Neville and Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. This will be the first time I've ever seen Austin Aries compete live, too. Been my second time. NXT show in San Jose last year, Aries was supposed to have a match in the Dusty Tag Team Tournament. Unfortunately, he suffered an eye injury by Nakamura at a house show a couple nights before. So I was pissed off. I pray to God Aries doesn't get injured again, because I will be fucking rioting, because I'm a big Aries fan. I think this match could be great. The build's been decent. Again, not still the biggest fan of the Cruiserweight division, but at least having these two more well-known, established Cruiserweights going at it, I think it is a step in the right direction. But then at this time, you also need to focus on the other Cruiserweights. Because eventually, we can't just do these two guys. Do more Bill with Jack Gallagher. Do more heelish things with TJ Perkins. Do something with Cedric Alexander. You know, Tony Nese. Tony Nese. It could be a cruiserweight champion. That guy is great. Kind of reminds me of like a Chris Masters, except with just athleticism. He kind of reminds me of that. He screams a star. You have these cruiserweights. Like, use Tozawa more. You know, start using these cruiserweights more. I think this match could be good. It could even steal the show, but you have to let them go all out. That's the only way. There's no bull. You can't just let these guys limit these guys completely. You would have to just say, okay, go out there and just do like you did at WrestleMania. Just do a little bit more. Just go on out and just steal the show. That show the world why the cruiserweight matters. That's all you have to do. Now, in terms of prediction, this could literally go either way. You can have either Neville retain and continue his run as a dominant cruiserweight champion, or you could give it to Austin Aries, and I'd be fine with that. This is actually honestly one of the tougher decisions because either one works. I'm probably going to go with Austin Aries just because I'm a more fan of Austin Aries. But if they gave it to Neville, I wouldn't complain. That's all I have to say is if Neville won, I wouldn't complain, but I lean towards more Austin Aries. That's just me. Now, do you have any thoughts about this match or prediction?
This is where we actually differ because I'm going with Neville, just based solely on the fact that he has a new protege, TJ Perkins. TJ Perkins turned heel, and I'm actually glad they're doing something different. They are trying to build characters here, and I think now in the age that we're in, there needs to be, you know, on top of great wrestling, because TJ Perkins is without a doubt, he's a great wrestler. There needs to be a character behind him, and now he's more of a heel character. He's on the side of Neville, so I think Neville will get the aid of TJ Perkins here against Austin Aries, and Neville will go on to have a longer title run because I think you got to have someone who has a long title run with the Cruiserweight title because in its first couple months, in its first inception, the title went back and forth between a couple different guys. It went from TJ Perkins to Brian Kendrick to Rich Swann to Neville. We're on the fourth person that's won this title, and I think Neville is the guy to hold it for a good long while. I don't think he'll hold it for too long, but yeah, I've got Neville winning this just based on the fact that TJ Perkins is his protege, so that's where I'm headed.
Yeah, and who knows? If you get the time, you could do TJ Perkins versus a Neville feud. Do something like that, you know, kind of similar to what Dana Brooke and Charlotte were doing, except you can make it 1,000 times better. Like, give TJ Perkins more build and character, so when we are getting invested in him, then maybe he could, you know, turn his back on Neville and become babyface again, and they could feud for that. So at that point, if TJ wins the title, the people aren't going to just be like, oh, who's this guy? They could be like, that's TJ fucking Perkins. I would say the only thing I have to really nitpick is I kind of wish they give TJ Perkins a new theme, just because he's a heel now. I think his current theme is a little odd. Me personally, I want his Cruiserweight Classic theme back. That thing was fucking badass. His Devastate theme. I fucking love that.
And I mean, knowing WWE, they might just do the same thing they did with Neville and just, you know, slow down his current theme and just make it a darker theme. But I don't know.
And I don't know why I think this, but when I see Neville, he obviously now he's in black, his meter. Now TJ Perkins is in black. Am I the one thinking that all they need to do is just recruit a couple more cruiserweights and make their attires kind of black and make them more aggressive, and you could do like a Cruiserweight Bullet Club thing? Am I the only one that would think that would be kind of cool?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
You know, call it like the freaking Neville Club call it like the King of the Cruiserweights.
Just call it the 205 Club.
The which one?
The 205 Club.
Yeah, the King of Cruiserweights 205 Club or something. You know, be interesting.
Yeah.
And at least it's some of the cruiserweights to do. You know, like there's a lot of cruiserweights out there that aren't really doing things. So why not do a heel stable and with the cruiserweights? So, and hell, then you have something for Survivor Series. You know, you have something there too. So I'm gonna go with Austin Aries, but if Neville wins, I won't complain. Now I believe we're going to start going on to the more important matches. I think we have 3 matches left. So let's start with this one. This is when we go back to the IC title BS. Again, this match could be great again, but again, it's Raw. Well, kind of Raw because I don't know what the fuck this is. Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho for the United States Championship. We already know what the prediction is going to be. It's the most predictable thing on this card. Here's my thing. This is a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. The U.S. title was on Raw. But now the IC Championship went from SmackDown to Raw. And now the U.S. Championship is on SmackDown. So technically, you have a SmackDown guy with a SmackDown Championship defending against a Raw guy that if the Raw guy wins, or whoever wins, will immediately go to SmackDown. So that means Jericho could go to freaking SmackDown. That's their reward for winning the U.S. title. They'll be transferred to SmackDown. This is my problem. I don't mind the shakeup, but here's what I think they should have done. They should have done the shakeup right after Payback. Like build this up for weeks, saying shakeup coming up the night after Payback. That's when they should have done it. So it's not a big monkey wrench, and in that way you have a full month or 2 of build for the next pay-per-views going on, like Money in the Bank, Payback, or not Payback, Extreme Rules. So that way you have more time to do something with these guys. Because it's literally like last minute thing, like, oh shit, like is this a Raw or is this like a mixed gender pay-per-view? That I don't understand. But other than that, I think these guys could have a great good match again, like they did at WrestleMania. Again, build, same thing. Really mostly talking and not really much interaction. That's the only problem. Again, lack of build. Kevin Owens is winning because Jericho's going to take time off to do Fozzy tour, and he's working on his Fozzy album, which I did hear a sneak peek of his Judas song. It sounds badass. I like it. So I'm really interested in getting the new Fozzy album. But either that, I think Kevin Owens is winning. Do you want to cap on anything on this match?
There's nothing really else that you could say. I mean, it is going to be Kevin Owens winning the match. We all know Chris Jericho is leaving. And it's a little sad that Chris Jericho is leaving because this, without a doubt, has been one of his best runs in the company in a very long time. And it's been so entertaining to watch. And the stuff he did with Kevin Owens, the Festival of Friendship, the getting a list over on TV, getting the word "it" over, getting the wearing a scarf on TV over. He has done so much in this past year and a half, and honestly, he was actually supposed to leave earlier than he actually did, which is surprising. So Chris Jericho leaving, it is a bit sad, but Kevin Owens being the face of America will hold on to the U.S. title for the foreseeable future. And like you said, it is weird that, the stipulation is that whoever wins basically is going to SmackDown, and this is a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. It is kind of strange. There has been really there has been lack of build-up because, one's on SmackDown, one is on Raw. They've just been saying, throwing jabs at each other from both shows. So it's going to be, I think the same match from WrestleMania, maybe a little bit better. But, yeah, I think it'll be a solid match. It may steal the show. Who knows? These two were capable of doing just that, stealing the show. So Kevin Owens winning the match and a nice send-off for Chris Jericho to cap off a good run.
Yeah. And one more thing I will add is I'll give WWE credit. At least they're making Kevin Owens look like a badass again. They're not having to do this stupid, I can't win a match on my own. I need mommy and daddy to help me. They're not doing that bullshit. It's, I'm the champion. If you don't like it, I'm going to kick your ass. How about that? It's the Kevin Owens we like. At least it's the Kevin Owens we like. And the fact he's on SmackDown now with more fresh opponents, that's great. And the possibility of getting Kevin Owens and most likely AJ Styles at Backlash, already a great start for Backlash. So there's always upsides to that. So our boy Kevin Owens is coming to our brand SmackDown, which is great. Now, next 2 matches. So I guarantee you one of these matches is going to be the main event. I think we all know what the main event will be, so we'll talk about that match last. So let's talk about the what the fuck match. The House of Horrors match.
What is it?
That's the more question. What the fuck is a House of Horrors match? And again, rumors were actually spreading that WWE had even no idea what House of Horrors match was. So this wasn't like, years of booking or months of booking. It was House of Horrors match. Let's just do that. And then everyone's like, dude, what the fuck's a House of Horror match? I don't know. Just do all this shit. It's like
I'll tell you exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be the Ambrose Asylum, but it's going to be with like insects and like pumpkins and shit.
Oh my god. So here's the thing. Originally, the WWE title was on the line, which I was honestly actually mad was on the line for two reasons. One, the WWE Championship is a SmackDown title, not a Raw title. So why would you promote a SmackDown title on a Raw brand? It doesn't make any sense. Secondly, it would make it extremely predictable that Orton would beat Bray Wyatt again, because we all know the championship would not go over to Raw. Raw would not have two world titles. Well, technically there is no world title on Raw. We'll get to that a little bit later. But now the story kind of makes sense now, because Jinder Mahal now stole the WWE Championship, which is great because you need that heel heat for Jinder Mahal building up for the Backlash match. So that's actually a good reason why Randy Orton can't defend the title, because they took the title. I don't have it. So at least there's at least a somewhat reason why the title's not going to be online, which I do kind of give them credit for. Again, it's a House of Horrors match. Obviously, there's different types of House of Horror matches online. From what I gather, it's mostly like a hardcore match. But from what I've heard, apparently it's going to start backstage or at a house. And apparently what I heard, it's all pre-taped. And they're all going to fight, and they're going to end the match in the ring. So obviously there's no rules. Maybe false count anywhere. At this rate, Bray Wyatt needs to go over. I'm saying right now, Bray has to go over and needs to win the feud. He needs to win this feud for numerous reasons. First of all, so Bray Wyatt can start his new feud, possibly with Finn Balor. Bray Wyatt look good and make Bray Wyatt seem like a threat to Balor. Give Bray Wyatt a Balor challenge. Because let's be honest, if Bray loses and then goes, I challenge you, Balor, is Balor going to take Bray Wyatt seriously? Like, dude, really? I'm fine. This is going to be a piece of cake. You know, I beat Seth Rollins. You're nothing. But another thing they could do is I would honestly have Jinder Mahal distract Orton and cost him the match. So that way, maybe like when Randy Orton's about to hit the RKO, and then maybe like Jinder Mahal comes on the screen and says, something generic like, Orton, you recognize this? It's your WWE Championship that I still have, and it will stay this way after Backlash. Orton gets distracted and gets hit with Sister Abigail 1, 2, 3. So not only Bray Wyatt looks strong by beating Orton and winning the feud, he could go on to facing Finn Balor, and then gives more personal issues with Orton and Jinder Mahal. Now Orton saying, okay, I can't treat Jinder Mahal like a joke anymore. This guy's legitimately starting to piss me off now. He's costing me matches. He's stealing my stuff. I want Backlash. I want to kick this guy's ass down. It would make the feud seem more meaningful. So it wouldn't be, it's a jobber versus Randy Orton. It'll be like, okay, it's Jinder Mahal who's actually starting to become a main event player. So that's what I think they should do. Do you agree with me, or do you have any different ideas on this?
I definitely agree with you. Like you said, the House of Horrors match, it's kind of like a what if. What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be like the Ambrose Asylum with just different types of weapons? Is it gonna be just a hardcore match like they do with those Christmas episodes of Raw with the Miracle on 34th Street?
34th Street Fight.
Is it gonna be like that? Is it gonna be is it going to be like a boiler room brawl? Is it going to be like that? No one really knows exactly what it's going to be. So there's a lot of possibilities for success and a lot of possibilities for failure. But in the end, I do think Bray Wyatt will win off the distraction of Jinder Mahal, costing Randy Orton the match, and then leading to a good match at Backlash. So I do think that's good. But yeah, Bray Wyatt definitely should win this match. It did puzzle me a lot that the title wasn't on the line, because I would think, and most people would think, that if the champion loses, he gets a mandatory rematch. But apparently Bray Wyatt isn't getting that. So,
well, yeah, because of the superstar shakeup.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't bet $1 million if they didn't do the superstar shakeup yet. I think Bray Wyatt would still been champion. And me personally, I think Bray Wyatt should stay on SmackDown and Orton gone to Raw.
Exactly.
So that way, at least you have a big name on Raw.
Right.
Because we don't really need Cena and Orton on one show. Just put Orton on Raw. Have Orton be like this John Cena on Raw, and then you can still keep Cena around. And do some new matches with Bray Wyatt then. And then maybe like another year or two, then you can put Bray Wyatt back on Raw. Or if you want to put Finn Balor on SmackDown sometime down the line, you could do that. So there's stuff you could have done. Personally, I would rather have Bray Wyatt hold the title all the way to SummerSlam. And me personally, I would have had him either drop to Luke Harper or Nakamura. Honestly, Luke Harper makes sense because Wyatt family. But Nakamura, because Nakamura is the top babyface on SmackDown besides AJ Styles, so why not give the belt to Nakamura? And that could lead to a Nakamura-AJ Styles feud for Mania. There you go. Not hard at all. So that's the ultimate question, is what the House of Horrors match is going to be. This is how I think, and Deluxe made a good point. This is a match either you're going to love, hate it. It's not going to be those matches. I know it's okay. It's either you're going to fucking love it or you're going to hate it. I guarantee you, it's going to be like
I've heard that there have been rumors that it could possibly be like the final deletion, stuff like that. I have a feeling that it may be like that, but it will be more like when the New Day went to the Wyatt compound and fought the Wyatts there. It'll be more like that than just the final deletion type stuff. So who knows exactly what's going to happen, but I do think Wyatt will pick up the victory. So, I mean, there's not really much else to say there. So that's my prediction, at least.
Yeah, so it all just depends on what happens there. So who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Now, let's move on to the match. That could most likely be the main event because...
Is it main event time? It's main event time.
Main event time. And a main event no one would give a shit about. Braun Strowman, now the biggest babyface of them all right now. This guy's supposed to be a monster heel. No, he's a monster face. That's what he is. Thank you, Strowman. Thank you, Strowman. And he's going up against... Who's he going up against? I forgot who he was.
The biggest heel in wrestling.
Muhammad Hassan?
Fuck. Yes, Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah, like I legitimately don't remember who we're talking about. I mean, again, memory.
I think
Taker.
He wears a vest.
Big Boss Man?
No, he has really wet hair.
Seth Rollins?
You're close. He was in the Shield with Seth Rollins.
Cassius Ohno?
It's Roman Reigns, the big dog.
Who's Roman Reigns?
You fucking idiot.
Just so you know, I'm pretending Roman doesn't exist. That's my whole shtick now. If you don't get, I'm pretending he doesn't exist because Roman's come to the point where I just legitimately want him gone. Like I can't even boo him. I'm just so done with him. He's literally dead to me. That's who Roman is to me. He's a guy that's become so bad that I just want him gone. Like he's just legitimately dead to me. I don't care about him. Literally, I don't want to even react to him anymore. That's I just want to point out that's the whole joke. I don't actually have amnesia. I'm just saying that because I'm just sick of Roman that much. Now, Braun Strowman is the biggest baby face because he's been kicking Roman's ass, and it had to be one of the best beatdowns you've ever seen in a long time. Who with you yet, Roman? Why isn't that not being a t-shirt? Do you know how badly that shirt alone will sell? That's become a meme now. I'm not finished with you, Roman. I'm not finished with it. That could be such a great shirt for numerous reasons and numerous ways to use that quote. It would be awesome and hilarious. The match itself, I think it's going to be similar to the Fastlane.
It's going to be like the Fastlane match,
where it's going to be just okay. But knowing Raw and WWE, you gotta make him look really, really, really strong. No, Aaron, you gotta make Roman look really, really strong.
Ooh! Ah!
No, you don't understand. You gotta give him all the Adderalls he needs.
I'm the big dog. This is my yard now.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Go away. Go away. Yeah, even Cena never got go away chance. That's pretty bad.
Let's get down to the prediction, though. Who's winning this thing?
Yes. Because they're teasing Strowman and Lesnar, it makes more sense to have Strowman win. Because if they're planning on doing Strowman and Lesnar, you can't have Strowman lose again to Roman. You just can't. I mean, the fact he even lost on Monday Night Raw in a dumpster match against Kalisto, which I'm still trying to fathom how the fuck that even happened. So what's the next logical step? He's going to lose to Roman Reigns on pay-per-view again. He just lost on Raw to freaking a guy in a mask in a dumpster match. How the fuck is that realistic? And then Strowman's going to fight for Universal title. I'm Strowman. I'm a big, tough guy. Raw! And he's going to fight a guy like Lesnar. God, that's going to make Strowman really strong. He wins twice. Yeah, he's totally going to be a threat to freaking someone like Brock Lesnar. You got to just give it to Strowman because apparently now it's going to be at the July pay-per-view, which, again, we'll talk about because everyone's talking about it. If this is going how I think Strowman's going to win here. And then at Extreme Rules, they'll have maybe one more final match, this time with stipulation. Maybe they'll do a last man standing match, or maybe they'll do the ambulance match. Then have Strowman win that. So in that way, Strowman and Lesnar have their match. And that way it gets Strowman build up for that. Hell, if you even want to change up a bit, make it triple threat. Do Roman, Strowman, and Brock Lesnar for the title. Do something different. You know, there's something right there. Just saying that there's options there. So I would not be surprised if Roman Reigns won. But if you're going to do Lesnar and Strowman, you have to let Braun get the victory here. Because otherwise, it doesn't make any storyline sense. It would not make Strowman look good. It would make him look weak. That's all I have to say. You have to let Strowman win. If that's the way you're going to go, is do Strowman Lesnar. You have to do Strowman win. Otherwise, it just does not make any sense. Any thoughts about this?
See this emoji on my shirt right here? You see this emoji?
Yep.
That's how I feel about Roman Reigns. Strowman, you got to give it to him. He's done. I really think that they are building him up to be the next Big Show because they're having him do all these like feats of like strength type of shit like over the last few weeks. Like he flipped the ambulance, he broke the ring, he pushed Kalisto inside of a dumpster off the stage, which I thought was hilarious.
SmackDown. Sorry.
True. But Yeah, Strowman, you got to give it to Strowman, especially if they're going with Strowman versus Lesnar, which is actually a really intriguing matchup, to be honest, because I don't know exactly what could
Better
go
than
down.
Roman and Lesnar at WrestleMania 34 next year.
Don't get all those Roman Reigns fans' hopes up.
What, the only like
You know the
few
fangirls
thousand?
are out there. You know they are.
Oh, and the little kids too.
Yeah,
And the
little
kids. One of
kids
the
and the
guys.
fangirls, you know they're out there.
Yeah, and the little kids. Little kids.
Exactly, but I think you got to give it to Strowman, and then maybe you can build to a number one contenders match at Extreme Rules, and then have Strowman beat Reigns again.
But no. Roman's got to be on top. Roman's my butt buddy.
Roman will
gotta
get
be
his
Roman
time.
strong.
Okay, he's had his time. Okay.
No. Roman's the next big thing. The fans wanted him.
Roman is not the next big thing. He's been a multiple time champion already. Main evented WrestleMania 3 straight years in a row, and he is the second person ever to beat The Undertaker. He is not the next big thing.
No. He needs to become an 18-time world champion. He needs to main event every WrestleMania until he retires.
I hate your Vince McMahon.
I know. It's not probably the best, but I'm sorry. It's so fun to make fun of Vince and Roman Reigns. It's coming to a point where it's just so fun to make fun of that. But it comes to the Reigns itself, I don't want to give any reactions. He's not even worth booing anymore, and that's the thing that I want to keep on. Here's the thing: if you really don't want Roman to get pushed, don't do anything. What I mean by that, no cheering, no booing. Seriously, don't fucking do that. If you really hate Reigns that much, if you're really sick of him, no reaction. And WWE, they will have no choice to then not push him and then have to try to do something else. If you just boo him, it's just going to make WWE look like assholes and go, well, he's still getting reaction. Do more merchandise. I mean, hell, look how many Roman Reigns shirts we've already selling. Because people like Roman Reigns, but then look how long it took like Braun Strowman to get his first shirt. Naomi's been in the company longer, but Roman Reigns, people love Roman Reigns more. Let's give him more of all the merchandise, and Naomi gets one shirt. Alexa Bliss, give her one shirt, but Roman gets all the merchandise. Come on, seriously, just don't react, don't buy the merchandise. You're really sick of Roman. Just don't do anything, and I guarantee you have no choice because you just complain. We could complain, and I could do another fourth rant on Reigns, but what is it going to do? It's not going to do jack because WWE's just going to find an excuse, say, well, he's still getting reaction. People are talking about him, so let's keep pushing.
Yeah, he's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's the guy.
Yeah, you are sniveling little succotash full of suffrage. Succotash, son! Yeah, I know. That wasn't easy to say.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I thought you were just smoking. It looks like you're just carrying some tater tots. Even Cena with the Star Wars Jim Carrey was bad, but that promo was super cringy.
All of his promos were cringy.
Looks like my former best friend has Donkey Dong for braids. And this guy's the next face of the company. This guy was supposed to be the badass. This is the same guy that retired Taker, right? The same guy that said Donkey Dong for brains, retired The Undertaker. How does that make any sense?
He's the next face of the company, man.
I can see it now. New face of the company, Donkey Dong for brains. Believe that. While cocking his fist, looks like he's like jerking off. Because we can't have bad blood bad because blood's a bad word, but we can't have Roman Reigns doing this.
Blood is a bad word. What a great segue. Because I think we've finished the match predictions, right?
Yeah, we finished the entire match card.
So now we can talk about the great name that
Yes, so rumors were flying around that Bad Blood was coming back, which I was actually happy about because Bad Blood was one of my favorite pay-per-views. Again, the problem was it was Raw, but at least Bad Blood was coming back. I was like, yeah, Bad Blood's coming back. I'm happy. One of my favorite pay-per-views. We just got this information released. I saw on NoDQ.com there was a sneak peek trailer. July pay-per-view. This pay-per-view is replacing Bad Blood. It will now be known as. Hang on, I gotta do this with Try. I gotta do this with straightest face ever.
I'll give you a drum roll.
Give me a second. The new exclusive Raw pay-per-view. I can't do it. Okay.
Can I do it?
The Great Balls of Fire.
Yes.
What is
yes.
What is this?
They've taken song lyrics and they've made it into a pay-per-view.
Oh my God! What's next? Is the next song gonna be "You'll Be in My Heart"? Like, what is it? Is it gonna be "My Heart Will Go On" next, or freaking what's another one? I will be baby, baby, baby. Oh, like what is next? What is next?
So they replaced, a credible pay-per-view that has produced some good matches, such as the first Hell in the Cell, Bad Blood.
No, but it says blood. It says blood, but that ain't PG.
Bad Blood, and they replaced it with Great Balls of Fire,
which you can make thousands of jokes on. No joke. That title alone.
And before this was on here, this Google Hangout, we were talking about the fact that we're going to have to listen to Michael Cole and a bunch of other WWE superstars say, coming up at the next pay-per-view, Great Balls of Fire, it's going to be, Finn Balor versus fucking Bray Wyatt, and then in their feud, they're going to have to say, at Great Balls of Fire, I'm going to take you down. Like, just imagine the cringe. I can't even.
Oh, dude. You know what's even going to be even worse? I just found out. I think David Otunga will be back by then.
David Otunga can go fuck off. Him and Byron Saxton need to fuck off of my television screen.
At least Byron Saxton isn't as bad on SmackDown.
Yeah, but it's still Byron Saxton.
Yeah, but at least he's not David Otunga.
I think they should go back to the original two-man announce table. Just have
also, I think
Cole, Corey Graves, and then on SmackDown have Tom Phillips, not JBL.
I don't know. Maybe get Renee Young back.
Yeah, get a female's perspective. Women's revolution.
Renee Young and Tom Phillips. Make Tom Phillips the heel commentator. Make Renee Young the babyface.
Exactly.
There you go. Something
Renee
different.
Young does a great job on the panels, on Talking Smack. She's great.
Yeah, she's an underrated commentator. She commentated for NXT.
Yeah.
Why not?
She was great. Or maybe bring Nigel McGuinness up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, right now Nigel McGuinness is on NXT until they probably find a replacement. So maybe you could do that too. Maybe do Nigel McGuinness and Renee Young. And do Tom Phillips and Percy Watson there on NXT, then do Corey Graves and Michael Cole on Raw.
Be perfect.
And then fire JBL, and then if you want maybe Otunga and Byron Saxton maybe as interviewers, you can do that. At least they have a position, or you can make the referees.
Or, they can just go die. No, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, maybe they could be their last names could be Benoit, and they can go sleep.
I thought I took it too far. You took it to a whole nother level.
And they got sweet.
Here's the line of where I crossed. This is you over here. You just fucking flew over it.
Or maybe we can paint them like a tannish brown, and we could get like the Camacho Unico gimmick, and we can have Taker come back as American Bass, and we can have the first ever steer or bike match.
I hate you.
And then we can have Mexicals come back in their lawnmowers, and they're trying to and we can have a cross the border match. Terrible. God damn you, Mitch. This is your fault.
Oh, you poisoned. Yeah, let's blame it on Mitch because he poisoned your
because
mind.
it's his fault. He's the one that introduced me to this bullshit.
You were such a good Christian boy before.
The rise and fall of Owen Hart. My God. Hey. You know, the Aldos are bad. But I don't think you'll ever top Rey Mysterio's new hit single, Getting Away with Murder. That was too dark.
That was too dark? That stuff and the rise and fall of Owen Hart wasn't bad enough?
In all seriousness, I respect Rey Mysterio. Like, this is all a joke. Like, in all seriousness, I do like Rey Mysterio, and what happened was tragic. And that is sad. That's just one thing. I just joke around, okay? It's nothing against them. Unless you're Roman Reigns, then I just want to show off my TV sets. And that's the thing, too. I'm just one of those guys that likes to joke around. I'm not one of those guys that legitimately tells, like, for example, Roman Reigns, I hope you and your daughter all get murdered and raped. You know, I'm not that type of person. I don't hate Roman that much. I'm the guy that just goes, Roman, you need to just get off my screen. I'm done with you. I hope you have a great life. I respect the family, but you just need to get off of TV. Because we know there were people like that take things way too far and actually wish death on wrestlers and stuff. And, you know, I don't agree with that. Even guys like Brock Lesnar who are assholes, I don't wish harm on them. Although JBL deserves to get his ass kicked, like, really bad. I'm not gonna lie about that. But that's just it. We're just joking around. There's no personal attack on them. But Great Balls of Fire, I mean,
what a paper.
What do we say about it? What do we say? How can we take this so seriously? Like, this is the pay-per-view that Brock Lesnar's returning.
I guess you could say it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be, well, maybe we're lucky. Maybe someone will get fired.
Nah.
Oh, Kane! I found your balls. They're at this pay-per-view.
Nah.
Yeah, no, that was lame. But there's so many
that was
jokes.
A bit of a stretch.
I'm not good with this. Balance, we could come up with so many jokes. This is not even funny, dude. It's like this is the equivalent of lazy writing.
It's laughable how ridiculous it is.
It's just this is the equivalent of laziness. This is just you can't come up with a pay-per-view name, so let's just lyric or a name of a song let's just put on here. It's not even a good name too. It's Balls of Fire. Like, couldn't you do these Danger Zone? That kind of seems cool at least. Why is it Balls of Fire? That's an awkward name for even a show. Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire.
Now, Snickers and Monday Night Raw present Balls of Fire. Starring Brock Lesnar.
He's got great balls of fire.
Yeah, and that's when Brock Lesnar's return. So he's not even going to return. So let's see here. So it's late April. So we got May, June, July. But wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. Okay, so we got Payback coming out. So Backlash is in May. June will most likely be Extreme Rules, but also I think they might do Money in the Bank on that same month, unless they do Money. Yeah, they'll have to do Money in the Bank on that month because Money in the Bank's supposed to be in June. Because in July, Raw, and that'll be Great Balls of Fire. So that's about 3 months we're not going to get to see Lesnar.
awful
What happened to
stuff.
a 30-day suspension rule? I guess it doesn't comply to Lesnar. Naomi, you got legit injured. You got to forfeit your title because you can't defend it within the 30 days. But Lesnar, no injury, nothing happened. You could just go walk
Well,
off.
I
You don't have to
mean,
defend
if
your
you Lesnar can do whatever he wants because he makes over millions of dollars. So,
and I guess he's also an asshole. So
true.
I guess that's an added plus. Remember, don't be a bully. Be a star, unless you're JBL, because then you can do whatever the fuck you want. That needs to be a shirt.
Yeah.
Right next to the fuck the owl shirt. So, with that being said, the pay-per-view name is ridiculous. It's stupid. I don't know why they just kept with Bad Blood. Hell, I would just prefer just sticking with Battleground. It would be 1,000 times better. At least it's a different name. You know, it's different. I mean, fuck, why didn't they bring back Unforgiven or Judgment Day or something? But no, we gotta do Great Balls of Fire. I can't even say that with a straight face. That's so ridiculous. It's so sad. SmackDown's looking at this like, this is dumb. This is so dumb.
SmackDown is like, fuck, we don't even have to try to be good. We just gotta not have dumb pay-per-view names.
And look at that, they already brought back Backlash and No Mercy.
Yeah, so.
And while Raw, we're struggling. Let's do Clash of Champions. It'll just be the exact same thing as Night of Champions, except we'll just change the first name. And then Great Balls of Fire. There we go. And then No Way Out. We'll just stick to Fastlane because everyone loves that pay-per-view. Every year it's been good. Like, really. Like, seriously. But besides joking around, Payback, the card looks solid. It's all about the storytelling, the in-ring quality, and how well it all plays out in the results. Because let's be honest, we've had pay-per-views in the past where the card looked really good, but then the result was absolutely garbage. Let's be honest, there's been times like that. So don't think that just because it looks like a good card, that doesn't mean it's going to be great. Because this ain't SmackDown where we're more confident SmackDown's going to put on a better show. This is Raw where their pay-per-views have been either just okay or way below mediocre at best. So do not be surprised if Payback is either just okay or mediocre. If this pay-per-view is good, I will admit it will be good. I will say it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna cheat. I'm just gonna give it 1 star right now out of 10 just because I'm going to it live. So that's at least 1 point for them. I know that's cheating, but at least give them some credit. But other than that, I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, Bill's been lackluster. The match card looks solid, but again, it's Raw, so I don't know what to expect. I really want this show to be good. Maybe it will be better than people expect it to be, or maybe it will be even shittier. We don't know. It just depends on how everything plays out. Aaron, do you have any last things you want to say?
Like you said, it's going to come down to. I think it's going to come down to execution because, like you said, they have a great match card. It has the potential to be a good, solid pay-per-view. And that's exactly what they need—a good, solid pay-per-view coming out of WrestleMania. So I think that it'll be a solid pay-per-view, and that's pretty much it. It's going to come down to execution and how things play out. So, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Payback.
Yeah, totally agree. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and end this video off. I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. We already talked about the pay-per-view name. We talked about all the Payback predictions. So, like I said, thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down below. Tell us, what are your predictions? Do you think the show will be good? Do you think this pay-per-view will not be so good? Are any of you going live? Let me know if you're going to be going to Payback Live. Let me know, because I will be attending live.
If you see Preston while you're there, if you're going, don't even go say hi. Just run up to him and sing "My Heart Will Go On," and he will know exactly, because you'll know that I sent you to go sing that song to him. So "My Heart Will Go On." Just go up to him and sing, and maybe he'll start singing for you and with you.
No, I'll be more like JBL. I'll just bully you until you get depressed, and do all that suicidal stuff, and then you'll leave and everything depressed, and I'll get a promotion. Because apparently that works in WWE. That's their mindset. No, but in all seriousness, no. I would make a good laugh. And that's one thing. If I ever became a wrestler or anything like that, I'd try to be one of the nicest people ever. I'm not going to be an asshole like a lot of people are. I'm being honest. So if you do see me and you do that, I'll get a good laugh. I'm not going to lie. But other than that, like I said, I'll be going live. I might try to do a vlog. I'll try seeing maybe, so that'll count as maybe a live reactions. Of course, I'll do a review, but that won't be probably until the next day. I'll do a review on the pay-per-view, so we have to wait 24 hours after that. Another thing, too, also don't forget to subscribe to Aaron GTV. He produced really great content. He just recently did the I Hate Roman Reigns, the reason why. I'm willing to bet you were probably cold as hell when you jump into that pool.
Don't give away that spoiler, man. Kayfabe, brother. Kayfabe. Maybe these people haven't seen that video yet. Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Oh, I forgot. Here's Kofi Kingston now twerking. Just pay attention to that. But no, seriously though, go check out his channel. Really good content there. Funny everything. In fact. Just great content overall, pretty good. So really check him out. His channel's very underrated, so definitely give him some the support. I hope Payback's good. I really hope so. Obviously, I'm looking forward more to Backlash, but we'll see what Raw brings to the table. As we know, we're the SmackDown guys here. We're always Team SmackDown because Raw could go eat a dick. So. Other than that, thank you guys for watching this video. Do you have any last words, Aaron, before we end this video off?
This was really fun. We should definitely do this again. I appreciate you having me on your show here, and hopefully we can do this in the future.
How about this? How about we do this again for NXT TakeOver Chicago and Backlash?
That sounds amazing. Hopefully, your fans would want me back. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, they probably want you back because at least you don't shove your freaking ass in my face. Mitch. I hope, Mitch, you're watching this. I really hope you do. One more thing, Mitch. Where the fuck is your Raw pay-per-view match card? I've already done my SmackDown pay-per-view. I've already got Rebellion dealt with already. It's almost done already, ahead of schedule. Where the fuck's your Raw freaking pay-per-view? You piece of ginger fuck. Where is that? But in all seriousness, Mitch. Also subscribe to Global Smith Entertainment. He does great content as well.
No, don't subscribe to Global Smith Entertainment. Subscribe to me, Aaron GTV. Fuck Mitch.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I forgot. Gingers don't have souls.
Fuck you, Mitch.
Yeah, subscribe to Aaron. You know why? Because Aaron's Asian, and Asians are really good hard workers. That's actually legit. They're good hard workers.
It's true. I work very hard.
Hey, it could have been worse. You could have been Mexican, then you would have to, freaking be on the other side of the wall thanks to Trump.
What are we talking about going too far? Yeah, you did that again.
Hey, what can I say? I'm just being me. But in all seriousness, though, besides that, yeah, in all seriousness, subscribe to Eric. Makes good content. Check out his videos. He posts them from time to time. They're really good. And I think the one last thing I have to say is, do not hinder gender.
Do not hinder gender.
No more hinder gender. Future WWE champion. Now where's his tag partner, freaking Muhammad Sonat? That'll be the greatest stable ever. They could join the airlines or something. I don't know. That was bad on.
What have you turned into?
That was bad on 2 separate occasions. That was so bad. Oh God, Mitch will laugh at that though. But no, in all seriousness though, Payback should be okay. Let's hope it's a good show. I'll do a review on that next week. Again, subscribe to Aaron and check out his content. Either that, take care, all my peeps, and we'll see you guys next time. When I go to Payback live.